diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the number, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind. Big time, lot of slime. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of prime. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try to take it from me, yeah. Big time, big time, big time.
Welcome to episode 307 of 4th and Jawn. I'm Gail Saunders here with Evan Hollywood Hearn, Mr. Primo, and Damn Skippy, a.k.a. Hollis Thomas in the building. We're talking the Eagles, Cardinals takeover. And, a couple weeks ago, we talked about the Washington takeover. It's begun again. This takeover thing is real. And as an Eagle fan, you have those proud moments when you see your fellow Eagle fan, whether, usually we're at the stadium, you see your Eagle fans, and you're like, those are my guys. But when you see the West Coast nation out there, the Arizona Eagle fans coming together to take over a stadium, you look at the sidelines, after the kick that was blocked, and the eruption from Eagles fans, you would thought you were at the link, but you got to be proud of these guys. It's just, I see some people on the timeline not happy with how they won the game. They went out, traveled across the country, got that W, and at the end of the day, you talk about these wins. You can look back at the Super Bowl season where they beat a lowly, lonely Giants team, and that game propelled them on a run. So we are on a run. We're on 5-0, and you got to be excited as an Eagle fan. Like, there's no other buts about it. Like, if you're not geeked about this moment, who are you and why are you here? Enjoy the dub. Enjoy the dub. It's Victory Tuesday, as you should say. Overall, it was just a great moment. The experience. Shout out to Vince and his whole team at Philly Sports Trips. Obviously, we're on that team as well, but Vince put together an insane trip. We had a lot of great moments, which all of us are going to share some of our moments. And I think we're all riding high. We all got off the airplane safely and soundly yesterday. How are you gentlemen feeling after yesterday's trip?
I got to tell you, there is a severe lack of palm trees in the greater Philadelphia area. That dry heat they were talking about, they're not lying. It's nice. It's real nice out there. I just want to say hats off to Vince, hats off to Philly Sports Trips. That was an amazing trip from the day we landed all the way until when we came home. Everything was handled. Everything was taken care of. I felt like that was some quality white glove service we received. But I also want to just throw a little kudos to Jeffrey Lurie, man. I mean, when the interest rates on real estate are as high as they are, look at him just going around and buying stadium after stadium. Because I got to tell you, we got how many home stadiums now? I mean, you look out at this crowd, and on the visitor side of the field, it is a solid 75-25 split of Eagles fans majority on the visitor side. And then you match that with probably a 50-50 split on the opposite side of the field. It was a complete takeover. You could hear, I was getting messages all day long about the TV broadcast and how Eagles fans were coming through loud and clear. You saw the Eagles defensive players. They were getting all hype and they were getting the crowd involved. And then you also see, just the messages on Twitter talking about how I forget who mentioned it. It was one of the Eagles coaches, but he mentioned how it brought a tear to his eye that the Eagles were able to move a home team, their own home team, to a silent count while they were out on the field. It was a incredible game, a great trip, and I got plenty more to talk about from that trip. But I've been rambling.
I mean, bro, you pretty much nailed everything. I mean, you pretty much talked about everything. I don't know what's left. I mean, shout out to Vince, the Philly Sports Trip. I mean, for all of us coming together and putting a great trip. Hollis, I mean, you definitely had a good part in that as well. It felt great just catching up with fans that are on that side of the country that follow us on an everyday basis, that show us love. It was great seeing them at the game, at the venue, at the Philly Sports Grill, at the spots that we were doing,
Wasted Grain.
Yeah, we were coming and participating in it. it was great just catching up with all those fans. I mean, I felt like I don't know, man. I don't know about y'all. I might be blowing my head up here, but I felt like the celebrity treatment, like it was just great. Like they were just coming up, showing us love, you know. I mean, and having a great time. Shout out to Mark Bird, man. I mean, it was finally great to meet that guy, you know, in person. Hands down, great dude. Really had a great time with him, man.
Oregon.
Yeah, I mean, we were kicking it throughout that whole day, and then the next day at the game, we ended up catching up with our West Coast Nation family, which was real cool. They definitely showed us some great hospitality. Wish we could have spent more time with them, you know what I mean, but we had so much going on that day. Just to talk about Arizona in general, man, I definitely recommend it to anybody. It was my first time being there. The weather was great. No, I think what probably kicked our asses the most was probably the sun. Just the sun beaming down on us. It's wide open over there. It's not like
Yeah.
you're accustomed to being around here or in your everyday areas. It's just wide open. And then I honestly feel like, for somebody being there for the first time, you could easily get lost because everything looked the same. I mean, it was just like the trees, the houses, the buildings. What was the major color there? I think it was like
Orange,
rust.
tan.
Yeah, like
Rust color or beige.
So it was just like, normally I could go ahead and pinpoint places because of the building,
Landmarks,
the size, the landmarks. There was no way I was going to be able to keep track of anything around there. But other than that, it was just a great turnout. I mean, at the end of the day, we turned out with the victory. We come back home with a 5-0 record, and now you guys know what it is. It's on to Dallas. So I'm looking forward to this upcoming weekend.
Well,
stars. This guy was a star down there in Arizona.
Well, no, that's what I was about to say. It was actually great to see. Those people drove from New Mexico, from El Paso, Texas, and from Cali, Orange County. It was like I was meeting different people from all walks of life over there, and it was a great scene from the Philly Sports Grill, from the Wasted Grain, the Q&A with Seth Joyner and myself on stage. A lot of people enjoyed that. And then we got a chance. Dude, we really took over that city. Everywhere you looked, it was green. And it was my favorite part was E-Rock got a tape of it. It was some Cardinals fans that tried to roll down on like a Eagles event at Philly Sports Grill, and roll by the patio. And Dallas Sucks. The Dallas Sucks chat was live and correct, even though we were playing the Cardinals. The Cardinals fans rolled down on the Eagles fans, and they start singing "No One Likes Us" song, and they were really into the fuck part. So basically, fuck you. But it was just funny because they got back in their car, in their red car, and moseyed on along. But the greatest part to me, and the part that made me smile the most, I was watching the first couple of quarters at Lola's, where we did our tailgate. And when he first had to go silent count, I was like, wait, what? I was like, wait, nah. And on TV, it looks funny as hell because you go to the game and when they were spanning across the crowd, you only saw specks of red. You saw it was a sea of green and white, and it was a great field to see, and it was one of the bigger takeovers that far away from Philly that I have ever seen. It was pretty much a home game because even when the guy missed the field goal at the end, man, if you get a chance to watch that part again at the end of that, when he missed the field goal, it seems like an Eagles home game. It seems like we took Lincoln Financial Field and put it in the desert. And as far as that heat stuff, it don't matter if it's dry heat or not. It's hot. Hot is hot. If you stick your hand in the oven, it's still gonna be hot. You're still gonna get cooked. I don't know what y'all was talking about. I cannot wait to get back to Philly and feel that tender fall air hit my face.
I saw Hollis walk around with his towel because you have to have a towel if you're gonna wipe off some sweat. But just talk about the game. Everyone wants to have this perfect dub. Every week there's somebody. I heard it was luck that we won. Sometimes we talk about special teams. People have brought up special teams in the past couple weeks. Well, special teams won us that victory. Talking about Dicker the kicker, or we're talking about Milton Williams getting a hand on that ball. This is not luck.
Milton Williams got a hand on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know that.
This whole thing about luck, it's three sides of the ball, and when one side is not doing their job, someone has to make a stand and come up with a play. Talking about, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say everybody always talks about their luck crap, and I get sick and tired of the masses when they talk about the team that took the L. They always start talking about what they did to give up the L. The other team is paid to kick your ass, and so when you lose, you lose because the other team made more plays than you. I get sick and tired of them talking about who the better team was. The better team didn't win today. Well, that better team did win today because that's why they won. It's like, I don't know. I'm getting sick and tired of us kissing overrated losers' ass. What the hell do you want? I was like, we went out there, and I didn't even know. I thought they flew out on Friday. They flew out on Saturday, and for a 3-hour difference, got up in 90-degree heat and kicked the other team's ass.
Mhm.
Don't act. They act like it was going. It's not good. That team is paid to play, and there are no slouches. It's like when are people gonna realize that there are no easy games in the NFL? Victory is hard to come by, and for us to get out of there, even though it was a close victory, we still was able to persevere and win. That's what it's all about. I'm getting sick and tired of people talking about, oh, we need to do this, oh, we need to do that. You need to shut the fuck up and enjoy the ride.
Mic drop, House. I mean, honestly, I completely agree with you, man. And one of the other silly things I've been hearing too, there was a lot of people that I talked to that they're sitting there like, I feel like AJ Brown wasn't getting the ball enough in that game. We won. What are you complaining about? Like, I don't know. We are 5-0 right now, and I think the biggest takeaway that I am taking away from these first 5 games is Jalen Hurts, point blank period, is a winner. He does what it takes to win. And whether that be with his legs, with his arm, anybody on this offense can pop off on any given week. So to sit here and get upset that your favorite player didn't get as many touches as you wanted this week, we got the dub. Shut up.
Yeah.
The shit is never going to stop, though, man. It's just going to be an ongoing thing every week. You know
people need something to complain about.
Exactly.
Whether people are complaining about a punter in the preseason.
Whether we win by a touchdown, whether we win by 3 points, whether we win by double digits, no matter what, they're always going to find something about the game that they weren't satisfied about. At the end of the day, it's like Hollis said, man, fuck them. You know what I mean? We got the W. We did what we supposed to do. A lot of people don't even realize, it's like what you had mentioned, man. They got there on Saturday. Us being, there in Arizona as well. That 3 hours is a big difference.
Yeah, I'm still feeling it out.
That jet lag is a big difference because I'm right now still feeling that shit. I went into work today and I'm tired as hell. So I can only imagine what those guys were feeling. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, they put all that shit to the side. They came together and they still pulled off the fucking W. So I don't know what's going to be good enough for these people nowadays, man. You know what I mean? True Eagle fans really know what these guys are all about. And then you got these backdoor Eagles fans that, you know what I mean, 1 week you want to be on board, the next week you don't, or you try to find something, man, kiss my ass, man, cut all that shit out and just fucking shut up and enjoy the ride, man. We taking this shit, and, yo, it's Dallas week. I'm getting pumped up because it's fucking Dallas week. This is the week I've been waiting for.
Are you talking to your brother, by the way?
Oh, bro, I already started at work, you know what I mean? I asked him, who you going with? Cooper, Rush, Dak. I don't want to get into it. I want to keep on talking about Arizona. We'll save that to the end of at the end of the show or whatever. But yeah, man, he's already starting. So it's Dallas week, bro.
He didn't get humbled enough that you got to share with the people your brother's fandom here. I mean, it's not just the Cowboys.
It's not. I mean,
he took an L this weekend from the Phillies.
All over. My brother is a champion. Well. My brother is a championship team follower.
So he's a Tadarachi?
St. Louis Cardinals, LA Lakers, Dallas Cowboys, North Carolina Tar Heels. Those are all championship teams. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it is what it is. It's been this his whole thing for his whole life. But yes, he took an L starting on Saturday when the Phillies swept that series against the Cardinals. I told him it was going to be a Cardinals killing weekend, and that's exactly what it was. We killed the Cardinals in baseball. We killed the Cardinals in football. Now it's on to Dallas, you know what I mean? So, of course, he's just trying to find any type of way to get redemption. But you know what, bro? It's not happening this weekend either. So keep on, because the ride is just going to keep on hurting.
Now, I got a quick thing that I was when I first watched the game, I was pissed at one of the 12-play drives we gave up. The bend that don't break out. I felt
there he is.
Well, we could have been. I felt like we could have been put in a better position. But it was like I looked at the time of possession, and I'm kind of with Jalen at the end of the game said we left some money out there on the field, and I'm with him in that because we possessed the ball for 34 minutes and 39 seconds of that game. And I felt like we should have, if there's anything, we should have had more points, just like you said. But the fact that he said it, and he was like, it's nothing to clap at. We got the victory, and I'm happy with that. It's like, but we left some money out there on the field.
Yeah,
So
can we talk about the Eagles drive late in the fourth quarter though? I mean, we got that ball with the lead with like 9.5 minutes left in the game.
Exactly.
We milked that clock all the way down to like a minute 30. Just under 2 minutes, and I got to tell you that was phenomenal to watch. The Eagles completely controlled that clock. They controlled their own destiny. They did what needed to be done, and we almost did go into overtime there. I'm not gonna lie. Like we left a little bit too much time on the clock there, but I can't complain about what the offense did. I think Jalen Hurts did exactly what he was supposed to do.
No, I think that's the kind of drive offensive lineman looks at. They look at each other like we're gonna win this one. Okay? It's got to be demoralizing to see the interior of your defense get their fucking their face kicked in for that amount of time, and then just the way that they perfectly set it up, almost perfect. If they scored a touchdown, it would have been lovely. Look at that Detroit game in the first week; they did the same thing. The drive was pretty awesome. I just think you just got to close, curb stomp them when you can. But obviously, they took a lot of time off that clock. And then, talk about else. I forgot to bring this up, but this outfit, this is probably the reason why they did lose.
That was horrible.
You cannot stroll into a game looking like Sprite. Sprite.
My man is just asking to. He's wearing a green screen out there, like he's just asking to be photoshopped in the stuff.
I don't even know what the hell this is.
I don't even know what the hell that is.
That's Sprite.
It was, I guess, the only size they had at the Baby Gap. I'm not sure.
It was funny. Slade was calling him Lil Man.
Oh yeah, Lil Man. He was man. He was that was a horrible outfit. I'm sorry.
I don't want to put you in a tough spot, but we got to have a conversation, man. I mean, I believe it was at Wasted Grain. You were up there with another Eagles legend and Seth Joyner, but he had some words to say, man, about he's fearing the Cowboys coming up, man. I mean, are you feeling the same type of way? I mean, I thought Seth's comments after the game were pretty shocking.
They were pretty shocking. And when you actually now Seth is pretty he's intense. And that's and he's got that coach's mentality. As a coach, you're able to have that type of attitude, because you want the players, you don't want the players to get complacent. And as a coach, if I was a coach, I would be showing my players that film. I was like, we come out there like we came out there this past week, we don't get our ass kicked. And it's like it's one of those situations where they came out and the Cowboys are flying high. Everybody's going to be jacking them off and stuff this entire week. And they've been trying to do it. They do it even when they're getting their ass kicked. So I don't know. Right now they're winning. So you can expect them to top them off the entire week until we kick their ass. I don't have a qualm of equivocation about it. I feel like every time this squad comes up against something, because we haven't beat under Nick Sirianni, we got swept by them, right? And so it's like, so he has to know, and I know he knows, that the one thing you have to do in this town is you have to kick the Cowboys' ass. So I'm expecting them to throttle their ass. I'm expecting this to be a blackout night. I don't know about you, but I'm expecting them to break out the black uniform this night and stomp a mud hole in their ass.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
That's what I'm expecting from our squad. I'm expecting them to go out there and whoop their ass. They're not going to be able to. They're going to try to run and pass. They're not going to be able to do shit. And I expect them to make a statement with this game. If nothing else, this game should be a statement game.
Speaking of a blackout, like this whole thing with the Batman thing has been a thing. We are gonna bring on a guest later on in the show. Shout out to Nick Johnson Art. He's gonna be doing a little giveaway. If you guys haven't seen the animation that's floating on all social media of the Swole Batman, the animation with the bats he's the one that created that. And he's gonna be giving away something. So if you want to stick around and talk to Nick, that'll be great. But I think like you said, man, it's going to be prime time, and it's perfect opportunity to just beat them Cowboys with a bat.
Yep. It's like, man.
You steal that
It's
from
like
Birdman?
There's actually a song. I tried to
beat that bitch
flip
with a
that,
bat.
but
Yeah.
Beat
yeah,
that bitch with a
I
bat.
tried to beat the Cowboys with a bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hollis don't care. He's just gonna give it to you straight.
Well, I listened to that song at the entire time in college. It was not personally. It was just played at every dance, every college dance you went to. It was a house song, house music song. Shout out to my people at Northern.
Now going back to the Cardinals game.
Yeah.
Who would you go with the MVP of the offensive unit against Cardinals? This could be a mixed bag on this.
Yeah, really, that really is.
It was the whole offense. I think came together in this situation. I mean, Jalen handled his business, but then you got to look at some of the runs in which we possessed and the things we had to overcome, especially on the offensive line. You had to have a guy come in for Jason Kelsey, who probably was either getting ready to eat a hot dog before they called him. He's like, "Hey, give me one of them hot dogs and some fries on." It's like, Camp, what? Oh shit! Put it. It's like, but you look at two of the guys went down on the offensive line, and the other guy stepped right in, and we actually did miss a beat. If you look at that offensively, and just the whole offense in general, we needed every point we got. We needed, and they collectively together was nobody really stood out. Everybody just kind of basically did their job. Number 6, he did the Slim Reaper. He was handling this business. He had the one drop though. I thought that was slightly crucial to kind of put the mix on the drive. And I was like, and it hit him right in the hands. I was like, yeah, out of character him. But if you look at it, I think we pull together offensively, collectively. If you want to give it to anybody, just give it to the offensive line, just for working together and continue to handle things.
I think you pretty much nailed it with the whole offense just in general, man. They all came together and they clicked. Jalen did his part. Dallas Goedert was big with 8 receptions, 97 yards. You had Devontae, with his 10 receptions, 87 yards. A.J. Brown did his thing. Miles Sanders did his thing. That offensive line did their thing. So, it was just the offense in general that was doing their thing. And then on the other side of the ball, the defense played their game. So as a team, man, I'm going to go ahead and just give it all to the team. They stuck it through. They ended up playing their asses off. And, it wasn't the greatest game. It was a tight game, but they pulled off the W, and that's what they were supposed to do, and that's exactly what they did. So, I'm happy with the team just in general.
Yeah.
While we're here, quick shout out to Jesse, who also
it's great to meet you in
was
person
out there
well.
at Arizona. Also did his thing as he whipped up some. A lot of people have been asking for these Batman Eagle type shirts out here. We rocked them for the first time. I do have yours in 4XL waiting.
I know he told me already. I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you where it was. He told me, he's like, I got you one too. I was like, okay. And then you told me, and I was wondering. I was like, is he going to try to cut my shirt up and make two?
But yeah, I think my offensive MVP probably would. I think Dallas Goedert had himself a game, especially in front of the guy Zach Ertz, who is in front of him.
That was cute.
Minute.
Yeah.
So to outshine him and show him that there's a new tight end in town. Not that we still love Zach.
Absolutely.
Just,
I thought it was cool in the home away game that we had that Zach Ertz got the reception he did from Eagles fans. That's exactly.
I still like Zach. I love Dallas. I like Zach. Zach is gone. Zach is like my old girlfriend. we still cool. We still cool and shit, but get the hell on. Hey, he's like, I'm not gonna show you an undue love in front of my new gal.
That's fair.
And my new girl, she came out and she showed out. Did she show why she's a new girl? I'm just saying.
Exactly.
If you notice, also Dallas is playing with a little bit more of a chip nowadays. And Dick and the kicker.
No, to be honest with you, I was gonna lean for my offensive MVP. It's kind of a split between the offensive line and Jalen Hurts, just based off of how many. I've never seen a game with so many QB sneaks and just QB runs like how we had. The way that this offensive line was seamlessly able to really move Jalen forward, though, it was really helpful. I thought it was interesting. I hadn't really seen that formation that we were doing prior, where we had 3 guys lined up behind Jalen for each of the we're pretty much giving away what we were going to be doing, but it worked.
Try and stop me.
Great success. It worked. So I don't mind keep on seeing that play, but I don't want to. I don't want Todd's comment to get swept under the rug here. Yo, listen. Let's all hate on the kicker. I'm Mr. Special Teams guy myself. I'm saying my man showed up when it was big. He put 6 points on the board, bro. We don't win without those 6 points.
No, we don't.
I already knew your thought without me even having to. That's why I smiled. I was waiting for you to say special team kickers are people too.
No, they're really not. They got one job. They really not. They got one job.
The important thing is that you do your job.
Yeah, if you see, you're cool. If you do your job, you're cool. Nobody knows the kicker until you don't do your fucking job. Nobody knows the long snapper until you don't do your job. Nobody knows the holder
Rick,
until you don't do your job.
Rick's a friend
Rick
of the
Lovato,
show.
Friend of the show.
Yeah, Rick. Yeah, if you would know who Rick was if he didn't do his job.
Oh, but there's a story about how Nick Sirianni actually showed some game tape of Dicker the kicker making a huge kick. And they said that they brought him in, man. They just made him felt right at home. And then
Texas.
at the moment when the moment came, he came through, dude. So I thought that was pretty dope, Like the kick that he did make, they were like right down the line. And is Jake Elliott sweating right now?
He's not.
No, not really.
No,
not after they
I'm
paid.
kidding.
Not at all.
We have
No,
do we have a
they
kicker controversy in Philadelphia?
Not even.
Now, so talk about the defensive side of the ball. Who would you give the defensive MVP to?
I'm leaning between Chauncey and just the defensive line as a whole, man. That defensive line, they were able to make Kyler Murray uneasy for
make
a
move around. Yeah, but it was a conservative. I like the way our linebackers played. Now this is where I felt like our defensive coordinator he's a bit scary and a bit of a bitch, and because early on when we forced him an interception, we were running a defense where we had our guys moving up front, and as I watched the tape again, I'm seeing how aggressively the offensive line is attacking the guys inside because we haven't moved or we haven't done any stunts or anything, so they know that if you see how aggressive these sons of onions are at attacking our defensive tackles, trying to take the explosion out of him, and I was like, dude, all you have to do. All those guys that are making those moves, those are whiffs, and you're on the quarterback's ass like nothing. But we line up stripe to stripe and try, and we're right where they think that we are every time. That's the only way the guys are making the moves the way they're making them. He needs to come up with some creative ways, and it's not even that creative. It's like run some damn stunts. Run some stunts up front so the offensive line isn't that confident of knocking our guys off their rush. I mean, I just get sick and tired of him being so afraid. What are you afraid of? It's like if you're scared, call the police. Damn, you got, and then you put the secondary in the bind. When the secondary has to cover for 3 or 4 seconds, that somebody's gonna be open. Somebody's eventually gonna get open. Yeah. It's like you have to put the like those first 2 drives. We put him on notice. We just chasing his little ass. And he couldn't stop and set up the throw.
I will say though, House, just to play the other side of this argument, I think Kyler Murray is one of the best in the league when it comes to extending a play and keeping his eyes downfield.
That's cool. That's cool. But if he's running, he can extend the play as long as he wants to. Eventually, he's going to run out of real estate.
For sure. For sure.
I liked on those plays where he either threw high or when he threw that pick. You get that pressure in his face.
Open,
he just like throws it up in the air, like and that pick CJG.
And that's what pressure does, man. Yep. That's what pressure does, though. When you pressure somebody, you notice how sometimes you run up to the sideline. You have somebody, you as a defensive line, you have to have gap and rush lane integrity. And once you have that, or you running a stunt to run him to one side, so he's running sideways. And you get one of our fast linebackers or somebody kind of slightly spine him and just go get him because he's only got one way to go. And he wants to throw the ball. He keeps his head downfield. We did the same thing to Michael Vick. How do you think we beat his ass? We rushed one way and forced him, so he's running sideways. He's not gonna be able to stop and throw. It's like because we're on that ass, dude. It's not rocket science. Yeah, but if you do the way he does it, you'll win sometimes. I was like, but 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get torched because those guys. Yeah, we are 5-0. We are
Or you
5-0.
just force them into a
it.
lime suit. Just force them into a
force
Sprite
him into
suit.
a lime suit just like that. There was no way he was gonna win with that damn suit on though.
I wanted to mention that I think Jordan Davis had a solid game.
He's impressive each and every week, in my opinion.
Yeah,
he had his most snaps.
29 snaps this week, the most. So I'm liking that. And I saw him put some stank on one of the plays. He had destroyed. He destroyed the center.
It was Justin Pugh. Pugh. He bent him in back, and then he was sitting there looking around like, did this just happen to him? I was like, yeah, this just happened to you. That's got to be demoralizing.
You know what I mean? Disrespectful in a great way.
Talking. So did we pick a defensive MVP? Because it was kind of.
I'm going to lead Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, just based on. I mean, he led the team in tackles, had that pick. I think he played well. I will say my experience of that play was kind of hilarious. My perspective of it, because that was one of the times where I stepped away to go to the bathroom.
Way to go!
If you know me, you know that's a part of me going to games. And so anyway, I'm in the bathroom. All of a sudden, I hear the stadium erupting, man. And I'm like, oh shit, what happened? Like, what happened with the Eagles? They must have scored. I get back out. The Eagles had intercepted the ball. I was like, I thought the Arizona had did something. It straight up sounded like a home game.
I mean, I was going to go with Gardner Johnson as well, but since Evan already picked him, I'm going to also go ahead and shine on some highlight from TJ Edwards, man. The way he was running down around that field on the running back plays. Normally, we were accustomed to seeing our linebackers chasing these running backs for a while. That wasn't the case on Sunday. These guys were running these running backs, and they were getting them. They were getting to them pretty quick. TJ Edwards, Kazir White were doing their things. Back to your story with Gardner Johnson, Evan, it was the same situation. Me and E stepped out. We were both in the bathroom. We heard that, and I'm screaming real loud, "That's us. That is definitely us." And we run back outside, and that's exactly what happened, man. So Gardner Johnson with the interception was big. That stadium we took over, you could tell that, it was definitely a defensive play that just happened because we pretty much outranked that Cardinals fan, that base, man. So it was taken over by us.
It was crazy to see, like, just in the tailgating itself. Like, we're walking around, they had a plaza that was I don't know how to describe it. It was just kind of like an outside strip mall type of thing with a center plaza and a bunch of bars around that plaza. And we sat there for a few hours, and when I tell you the split between, like, it was hard to find Cardinals fans. like you have to, like, it was like shocking when you actually did see it. Oh, there goes one right over there with his his family.
It took me actually 4 days to actually finally find someone that was not in the stadium to have a car. It was our bus driver that was taking us back to the airport.
Westgate was the name of it.
The first time that I saw someone with a Cardinals hat, and that's crazy. That's crazy. I just don't think the fans down there are into the Cardinals that way. It's just what it.
Well, it's kind of hard to be with a turncoat style team that leaves Chicago, then goes to St. Louis for multiple years, and then has an 8th grader watching the Phoenix Cardinals thinking he still watches the St. Louis Cardinals. Oh, sorry, that was personal. That was personal. Deepest apologies. But defense. It was so many guys played great. When you look at it, I was just looking at one play where Fletcher Cox had knocked the crap out of number 4, do it right before the half, and he kind of laid on him a little bit to let so the time to keep ticking. And it was like he was far downfield. And I'm looking at the defensive line, how everybody was running and stuff and running downfield and stuff to try to help make the plays. It's like it's starting to be more of a concerted effort. They just need that extra added and I think they're gonna get it from a real defensive coordinator. Until they get a real one in there, we stuck with Jonathan Gannon and wondering if it's him calling the blitzes. But I kind of want to go with TJ Edwards because of the way he was handling the business, and he did break Connor's ribs, John Connor's ribs. He did break his ribs.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, you saw that, did you? The hit he put on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, put him out. Put
him out for the game, and it was they came down to one running back.
Of the of all the Cardinals fans that we did talk to, though, as we were walking out of the stadium, I thought it was pretty funny how the general. I don't know if that was just caught up in the moment type of thing, or if this is genuinely how they've been feeling for a little bit now. But the Cardinals fans seem like they're really at their wits' end with Kyler Murray, man. There was a lot of like
and with
Kyler
Kingsbury,
shit, man.
And with
Yeah,
Kingsbury.
Yeah.
And with Kingsbury, because
Yeah.
Kingsbury, to me, I don't know how Kingsbury got the damn job. He was at Texas Tech and he was losing at Texas Tech, got fired, and was the Oklahoma Sooners offensive coordinator. You fire somebody else and you bring this Yahoo down here. You go 9-0 last year and limp into the playoffs and get ousted in the first round. You really haven't done anything since, and then you just pay Kyler Murray, and he hasn't really been doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, he's a talented guy, but come on.
The fact, I mean, the writing should have been on the wall when you had to add a clause into his contract that he needs to study X amount of hours a week. Come on, man. This guy's a pro athlete.
And no more Sprite suits.
No more Sprite
in the
suits.
contract.
Yeah,
whose swag was worse, Kyler Murray in that picture, or Carson Wentz in his duck hunting outfit?
I think the Oscar Wiener suit he wore was pretty bad too.
Well, you have to look at Kyler Murray looks extremely confident wearing that, and nobody said anything. Yeah. Nobody. I was like, so I'd have been the one out there's like, so nobody's.
Are you sure? Can you pull that picture up one more time?
I don't think he is for one more time. You don't think friends would say?
Look at those guys back there. Are you sure? Because they laughing their asses off.
And dude's getting ready to raise his camera up.
Yeah, but they're laughing behind his back. I was like, so nobody. I'd have to say, man, what the hell you got on? Yeah. It's kind of like, okay, so when I was playing for the Rams, we had Steven Jackson was running back, and he came on there with some type of fur jacket on, and I was like, you look like a prince on steroids. So you can't come in there. I'm not gonna let that kind of crap pass.
Yeah. So
you don't fix your outfit.
You don't get to come in there. Go ahead.
Speaking of not letting crap pass, there's I think kind of an interesting sort of theme that has been building up this entire season. I mean, we've gone up against Carson, we've gone up against Doug Peterson, we've gone up against Zach Ertz. Everyone except for Carson has received a nice ovation. What is this crowd going to sound like with Jason Peters in a Dallas Cowboys uniform?
Is he even going to play? Isn't he hurt?
Yeah,
he'll still be there though, and I feel like there will be. I just want to know what
he's going to catch it, and it's a good thing. He's going to catch it good too. There's going to be some 5 or 6 year old kids that are going to give it to him as well.
Now, good or bad from this Eagles win. I think I'm going to go positive with here, but anyone in the chat as well, but gives your takes here. But the biggest takeaway from the Eagles win, we'll start with Hollis.
My biggest takeaway is the perseverance and going to it wasn't even a hostile environment, but it was just the traveling situations. Traveling to the West Coast is always hard. Going out there and just getting a victory. Doesn't matter how it happens. It's the fact that you came away with the victory. We didn't trail in any other game. So, we go out there, we did enough to win. Well, the other positive part that I took away from this is we didn't throttle them to where the coaches can't continue to coach guys to continue working towards perfection. Because a lot of people say practice makes perfect. No, practicing the right way makes perfect. So it's like so the guys have to know that the coaches are still able to be on their ass, even though we got this victory. Because it would be hard. We would be hard pressed as a coach if we went out there and beat them like 30 or 40 to nothing. And you kind of hard pressed to say, hey, get your ass there and get this film and stuff. But the fact that we won by 3 lets them know that a victory in the NFL is hard to come by, especially on the road. Even though even though we won, we traveled. It was a hard victory, man. That's pretty much all. My best takeaway, and it's a win. Mm-hmm. I never questioned the W. We did enough to win. Now, is it going to work next week? Probably not. So we're going to have to get back on our horses and then get things going. I was like, but we did enough this week to win, and that's what you have to look for each and every week. And then you go back, you correct the mistakes, and you move on to the next.
Yeah. I used to.
Okay.
Yeah, Primo.
I mean, the takeaway that I get out of this is the way we, the fans, showed up to this goddamn stadium and took over, the way we contributed with the noise, the way we contributed with the support on our team. I mean, these guys came together. They played a hell of a game. They ended up pulling off the W. There are some things to go ahead and clean up, especially before a big game like we got this weekend. The middle was definitely being, exposed a lot. We were seeing that, especially being in the seats that we were in. We were kind of like just noticing that. But, if they tighten that up, I still feel like we're the better team going. No, not that I feel. I know we are the better team going into Sunday's game against those Cowboys, because those fuckers haven't played nobody. They about to play a real team. They about to go up against a real line. All right. So, bro, if you looking, understand your defense. Fuck your defense. Your defense ain't seeing us. And I'm telling you that right now. I'm calling bullshit because your team is full of shit. All right. But on top of that, that's what I take away, because not only do we show up week in and week out as fans, we're going to show up again at our home field this upcoming weekend, and the Cowboys ain't going to be able to handle the shit we're going to be coming with on Sunday. That's what I got to say.
I like it.
Ev.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, just to build off of what Hal said just a minute ago, we mentioned how when you practice, you got to practice right. I used to have a baseball coach that said, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. I think that sentiment, it perfectly fits. You can't be half-assing it. But I want to also just talk about something that Jalen Hurts said in an interview a few weeks ago. That's a quote that is still sticking with me. Still, I think is a very powerful thing that he said. And he said, you want to be the thermostat, not the thermometer. You want to set the tone. You want to set the temperature in the room. And a lot of times when quarterbacks and athletes speak, to me, they're just saying what they think they are supposed to say. But when I see Jalen Hurts out there on the field, and I see how he's just a born winner, man. He knows, he does what it takes to get done. He is a dude that he actually embodies what he's saying. He's talking about be the thermostat. He is the thermostat of this team. He sets the entire tone for the Eagles. And that's my biggest takeaway, is that Jalen Hurts not only is an extremely intelligent and talented quarterback, but he's a great leader as well. That's what I picked up from these first few games.
Yeah, my biggest takeaway from the Eagles win, it's got to be just the way that this team perseveres, man. Like finding a way to win, whether it's week in, week out, different players are stepping up. Like we said, no Robins, it's all Batmans. There are players that are coming in to save the day week in and week out, and they still have not put their best ball out there, and they're still 5-0. To me, which is like, we haven't seen the best, and they're 5-0. Like Prime said, it is Dallas week. To put your best against your rivals in the NFC East, this would be a perfect stamp and a curb stop moment to really send them home. I think a lot of people will say everything about Dallas and what they bring to the table and who they what they bring to the mix, but they haven't played an Eagles team like this. And just like the Cardinals, man, we whooped that ass. And Mark got a quote from me saying, the way the Eagles lose to an appetizer. And calamari.
Just remember the pickle juice game.
You guys want Cooper Rush or you want Dak Prescott?
Don't matter. Bring either one of the bitches.
Exactly. Right. It don't even matter. It don't even matter.
That's what I just said. Remember the pickle juice game. Remember Troy Aikman was in that game.
I just know these Cowboys weasels. They have an excuse now. Okay, so this is exactly how this is going to play out. We're going to beat that ass, and then no matter who was playing, it's going to be the other quarterback.
The other quarterback should have played. Exactly.
Yeah. That's what we're going to.
So however you look at it. So right now they already got that excuse in the chamber. You're not
built in. Yeah, because one of my buddies was talking about maybe the best team win. And I was like, yeah, shut the hell up.
Don't worry, they will.
But he's from. See, a lot of people think I have a problem with all Cowboy fans. I don't have no problem if you're from Texas. But if you're from Philly and you're a bitch ass Cowboy fan, you need your ass whooped thoroughly on a daily basis. It's like I didn't tell you guys. I went to elementary school and they had an Eagle Friday. I went to elementary school to visit with it was her birthday. So I come in, everybody's got on Eagles gear. I'm talking to her class. And so the janitor comes out with a Tony Romo jersey on. And I was like, oh, that's fitted. He didn't know what I meant. You're a janitor with Tony Romo jersey on. You celebrate mediocrity again. The hell out of here. It's Eagles Friday. When you're in Philadelphia, Where you from? Philly? Oh, you suck. There was one teacher who was from Midland, Texas, and she ran and she's like, I'm sorry, I'm from Texas. I was like, I don't have a problem with that. But if you're from Philly and you're a Cowboys fan, first of all, you're a front runner and an asshole. Yes, I said
You
it.
hear that, Will? You hear that, Will?
I don't know.
Because most of you start when Michael Irvin them came around and they started they won them few Super Bowls. Everybody's like, oh yeah, but you've been riding that shit for I don't know how long. I was at the airport during Thanksgiving when the Cowboys was playing against Buffalo. Do you know there some people going there to go to that game that was from Philly? They ain't never been to Texas before. When it was going to Buffalo to the game in Buffalo, it was funny as hell because somebody had on. I don't know if you remember those pants. There was those crazy design pants that the bodybuilders used to wear.
Yeah,
and he had on the Emmitt Smith jersey. The other dude had on the Aikman jersey, and I was like, "You got to be shitting me." So it was like, I was like, "So you don't know any other new players, and you don't have any other new players on?" And it was just funny because they were from Philly. I was like, "How do you do that in a town of this stature that has all the sports?" I was like, "Come on, man."
Weasels are gonna weasel, man. Weasels are gonna weasel.
And then they always come with the explanation. Hey, I like you, but I'm a Cowboys fan. Well, you don't like me, then the hell out of here.
I think my favorite excuse I've ever heard was I asked why someone was a Cowboys fan, and they said, "Oh, well, my dad painted my room blue when I was a young kid." I was like, "That's the lamest damn excuse I've ever heard in my life."
Oh, man. That's wild. That's wild.
Yeah. I actually had somebody try to defend Tony Romo to me. I was like, seriously, dude. That janitor with that Tony Romo jersey on, that had to be the funniest crap ever. I was like, if you're gonna in your face to somebody, and your team is the Cowboys, Tony Romo's the last damn jersey you need to have on. I'm just saying.
I'm wondering if I see half the Cowboy fan base saying that it's time to move on to Cooper Rush and leave Dak behind. But I was like, and first of all, Cooper passed for 100 yards last week. I'm not.
Yeah, 17 passes.
Yeah. Well, what is all the hype for Cooper Rush? Although I will say, if you were to tell me that 3 of the 4 teams in the NFC East prior to the year starting would be 5-0 and 2 more would be 4-1. That's surprising, man. But we went from NFC least to NFC beast in 1 year.
Yeah, we went back to being the beast. Because if you look at the NFC back in the heyday, it was hard to come up through this division. Like my first years here, this was a SmackDown. I'm talking about they was running the power PBOs and all of that and kicking ass and taking names. And like then it fell by the wayside. And now it's slowly but surely coming back. People are starting to take pride in their draft picking and picking coaches and stuff, and bringing quality quarterbacks. And speaking of that, the Commanders. I saw an interview with Ron Rivera.
Put him on blast, man.
I was like, so I'm looking at the interview. I was like, he's like, what's the one key cog that's having the teams in the NFC East are having so much success? The quarterback. Oh God. Yeah, that's how I looked.
That was Carson's look right after he said that.
But it was like you can't take that out of context. What he said. It's like a lot of teams are building around the quarterback, and he didn't. That fucking he did. It was a slap in Carson's face.
I'm telling you, Carson is going to have a comeback year next year for the Stampeders up in Canada.
Okay. He threw that. He threw an 80-yard bomb, and then he threw the pick at the end. I don't know. You didn't see the two. You didn't see the 2 Titans around the guy. you still try to fit it in. Come on. on the pick at the end of the game, when they on the goal line, you didn't see the other color jersey there. You were in the room. They were in powder blue and white. I'm sorry. I don't know. And the other one was even worse. The other pick was even worse. I watched it. The first pick, he threw it, and it was not a commander in sight. Somebody said I heard BC Lions looking for a QB. But now it's like,
Carson is Washington's problem. Thank God.
Yes. Thank God. We can get off that. But so many people keep saying what Ev said. but they're talking about now, and I'm like, what? Will you leave me alone about that? Carson sucked. I told you Carson sucked.
Yeah.
And then I can't wait to see there's a couple of my buddies that were talking about Jalen Hurts before the season started, and they were talking that crap. Every time I see the one guy from Carl's Cards, his name is John from Carl's Cards. If you're not doing anything and you're a Jalen Hurts lover, go in there and ask for John and tell him in your face. Just do that. Let's do that. But there was a couple of guys. My boy Tom Kelly. Wait till I see his ass. He gonna get it. He don't even know.
But I wanted to introduce Nick Johnson. He's been out here doing quality work in a time where Eagle fans need to build off, the theme, the Batman theme. Nick Johnson has been providing entertainment as he's created this new Batman animation, which has taken the interwebs by storm in Eagles world. So bringing him in. What's up, Nick? How you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up, Nick? How you doing, man?
Doing good. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Tell us about that, Nick. Tell us about that Batman animation that's been. And I'm going to bring it up and share it on the screen. But tell us how you came up with this animation.
I was just sitting down watching the Jags game, and the idea just popped in my head. I'm a big comic book fan, obviously a big Eagles fan, so I just thought it'd be cool to kind of mash the two worlds together. And if you know my work, I do a lot of album art and animations for a lot of artists, and I do a lot of motion graphic work. So I figured, why not? I haven't seen anyone really take that spin on it. So I was inspired and just created it, and really blown away by the response from it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's awesome. That is awesome. No, and I actually love
that thing is sick.
I love how this is taking storm over the. I've been saying that every year it seems like there's a new theme. We talked about the garden last year and growing the roots, and now this year the Batman thing has taken on a world of its own. It would be nice to see a little Eagles DC collab going on.
That would be amazing. That would be really cool.
So what has been your takeaway from the 5-0 Eagles as of right now? Like, where do you stand as an Eagle fan?
I'm loving it, of course. I'm a big Philly sports guy. And for me, it really inspires my art when the team is doing good. The fan base is really, energetic and loving what's going on. So it just inspires me to create. And so right now it's really fun. And, I'm sure everyone else is having fun too. So I'm just enjoying it because we all know that it doesn't last very long sometimes. So take it while we can get it,
Yeah. Now, I got a quick question for you. Now, with negative stuff that everybody was saying, what do you say to all the people? I think it's mostly some of the people here in the local media that are negative Nancy's. So I don't know if you get to hear that. What is your take on that?
All the negative stuff. I mean, me personally, I try to not even focus on that stuff. When you do that, it kind of just ruins, ruins what's going on. So I try to just stay positive. Luckily, everything and all the feedback from my artwork has been positive. Seems like people are really loving the Batman theme. So, I'm just focused on the positive because, why even entertain the negative,
I gotta tell you though, the AJ Brown was real tight. I like what you put together there and everything. But when the other day, when you came out with the Jason Kelsey, blew my mind, man. Just seeing that big boy in the Batman's outfit was like, oh man, this one was my favorite. So I definitely give you mad props for the Jason Kelsey one.
I appreciate it. There's just so much like untapped creative direction. I'm actually working on a new one now. If I can share my screen, I don't mind giving you guys a little preview. Let's see if we can do this.
For you people listening on the podcast, Nick's about to bring up some of his art.
Oh
shit! Can you see?
Oh, I can see.
Yeah, I see the little teaser there.
I can
see.
I see the little teaser there.
Yeah. So this is like I would say 50% done. So as you can see, I'm kind of going off the Dark Knight poster.
Look at that shit.
Yeah.
The Eagles logo burning into the building looks absolutely awesome.
Yeah. That I still got a lot of work to do with that, but I don't know if you noticed or not, but that's the Comcast building back there.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
dude, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I noticed it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got Darius Slay's head on there. So,
Oh man.
I was told to do try Darius Slay. He was the kind of the person that started the whole trend. So I figured might as well end the trilogy with him. So
Of course.
So this is where I'm at with it. Should be done hopefully by Thursday. And I'll have it animated and everything, but I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little sneak peek.
The crowd is loving it, man. And to be honest with you, Nick, I'm hoping that the exposure of this opens up doors for. I mean, dude, you're very talented.
Thank you,
and animator.
That.
So I'm hoping that you can hopefully collab either DC or the Eagles sometime in the future, man.
I would love it. That's a dream of mine to have official collabs with all the major sports teams. I don't know if you guys are familiar with some of the past stuff I've done, but I've come pretty close. I work with Mike Scott of the Sixers.
Nice.
I work with Tyrese Maxey in the Six Man. I do all of the Six Man's shop for his charity. So all the designs on there, I do all that. So I've come close, but I'm still waiting to really lock in something.
You're just about to break through, man. You're just about to break through.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
We're gonna speak it into existence over here.
Hey,
you're gonna be doing big things. We can see it.
I love that.
But I know Hollis wants you to make a Hollis Batman.
Oh yeah, what's your Batman nickname?
Well, I'm the tank, man. I'm the tank, so
Tank Batman.
Just make it tank.
Tank man.
I love it.
Put it down like the rounds off a tank.
We can do that.
But
our Photoshop.
But I know if you want to follow Nick, make sure you follow him on Twitter. I know what's your IG?
It's nickjohnson.art. So Twitter there's an _art, and then Instagram is .art. So NIKJOHNSON.art on Instagram.
Very nice, very nice. So how long have you been? How long have you been doing this, man? Like how long have you been doing art like this since before college?
Yeah, I would say in high school I picked it up. So I've been doing it for a long time, and I would say since 2019 really got into the Philly sports stuff.
Gotcha.
I've been doing art for a long time.
Very cool.
So we're gonna be dropping this on the socials. If you look out for it on, we didn't decide where we're dropping it, but probably Twitter. Maybe?
Twitter, I think maybe
so.
Twitter, There we go.
It'll be the Swole Batman print giveaway. The rules will be follow Nick Johnson _art, follow 4th and Jawn, retweet, tag a whole bunch of friends if you want to order. Get one of these prints, and it's free $99. All you got to do is follow the rules, and just enjoy the ride. Like Eagle fans, enjoy the ride. Like we're 5-0. Like if you're not, like I said in the beginning of the show, if you're not up and ready to celebrate every waking moment of the Eagles right now, I don't know if you're alive or dead inside.
Yeah. Just imagine that, we had earlier this year, we had the they did the Wolverine and B-Dog thing, right?
Yeah, that was cool.
That was a really cool poster. I mean, that could make an entire little corner of your room or man cave.
Yeah, I have a bunch of ideas for mashups.
I do have your poster, by the way, bro.
You have my SpongeBob poster? Oh, yeah,
bro. I got a whole bunch of stuff I got to give you. Okay. But I do have that dog poster for you.
Okay.
So, going into this week, I know we're going to have an episode on Thursday breaking down the Cowboys, but overall, the feeling in the room versus the Cowboys. We'll start with Nick. How are you feeling? Great about this Sunday night big time matchup?
6-0, baby. That's all I gotta say. 6-0. We got it.
Man, a few words like that.
Yeah.
I think Nick is gonna be. Go ahead.
What I was gonna say was I'm expecting my guys to come out and exact some what I call street justice. Street justice is where you kick somebody's ass because you're supposed to, and everybody's been chirping and thinking that they're going to kick your ass. So I expect them to get everybody straight, get everybody on board, and quit having people hedging. Either you're with us or against us. You tell your brother that too.
Absolutely.
Prime. If you with us or against us, don't try to come around when shit is sweet and we win. We don't want to see you, Jelly Bean. I don't want to see you no more. But nah, I'm expecting us to whoop their ass like cornbread batter.
I love it.
I don't fear any team in this league with this Eagles team, man. I think that we could win any given Sunday against any given team. And to be honest with you, Nick, I would love to see later in the year some sort of animations when we officially put Dallas, the Giants, and Washington in the dirt. We've got to find some sort of animation where they are, getting put in their grave or something like that.
Nothing
for
great.
the end of their season. Yes.
We're not just. I would say just kicking their ass and just putting them on the bench because we got to. You got to continue the fight for each and every season. So you just have to continue the ass whooping.
That's it. Yeah, stay tuned. Actually, it's funny you say that. I have a concept that plays perfectly into that. So
look forward to seeing it. Look forward to seeing it.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
All right. Let's see. While we're here, last word before we get out of here. Starting with Prime.
Hey, look, man. My favorite time of the season is going against these Dallas Cowgirls. All right, everybody knows how I feel about them. There's no shame on me telling you to your face, telling my brother on an everyday basis. All right, Dallas sucks. And this weekend, you never seen an Eagles team that you're about to see, man. All right, we got a bunch of toys that are ready to go off because they now know what it's like to go against a Dallas team. They know what the whole Dallas hype is all about, and they definitely going to give it all on Sunday. So get ready for that ass whooping that's coming your way, all right, because it's going to happen. All right, I'm telling you that right now. I'm calling it. I'm even calling a 40 banger straight up. That's where I'm at.
Nice. We'll go with Nick.
Yeah, go Birds, 6-0. I'm feeling good about it. I feel like the defense is really going to come up big. Yeah, I'm just feeling good. It's a good time to be a Philly sports fan. Let's enjoy it and go Birds. I'll see you guys on Sunday down at the tailgate.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
I'll have a cheesesteak ready for you.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah, as for me, I mean, like, I think that Hollis, I'm not sure if you've noticed this previously in your career, in your time post-retirement, but there is an extra special hatred for the Dallas Cowboys in this city. Yeah. We're away on an Eagles-Cardinals trip, and there's Dallas sucks chants that break out through the stadium, through our tailgates, all that. You can't escape it. Every week there's a Dallas sucks chant that will happen if the Eagles are doing well. And so this is really one of the biggest weeks of the year. This is something that every Eagles fan has marked on their calendar months in advance. And it's time to handle business. There's no more looking forward to it. We got to handle that ass, bro. And I got no fear about it. We're gonna wipe the floor with it.
Damn, Skippy.
It's Dallas sucks week. What more can I say? Dallas sucks week. What more can I say? We need to just go out and handle our business, and that's pretty much it. It's Dallas sucks week. What better week is there in America? Philadelphia. It's Dallas sucks week. Yes, it should be. Nobody had school yesterday, so it's Dallas sucks week, and I think everybody knows it.
Yes, sir.
Like I'm gonna say. Fans, continue to just get out here and support your Birds. Make sure you're not selling your tickets to any Cowboy fans. Make sure the seats are filled with Eagle fans. Bring the energy. Bring your family down to a tailgate. We are tailgating this week. Bring the vibes. The vibes after coming back from Arizona. Man, I just felt proud of the Eagle fans. When Eagle fans say we, I think as a fan base, we have a right to say we, because when we're out on the road supporting this team, being loud, cheering, and really just getting behind this team, this is where it's at. Like, everybody's got to come together as one to root on against these Dallas Cowboys and the Sith Lord himself, Jerry Jones. It's always fly, Eagles fly. But at the end of the day, F the Cowboys, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Hey, thank you guys.
Go Birds.
Just hit this.
Go Birds.
All right. If I can just find this
way to make it awkward as hell in the end here, buddy.
Awkward.
Awkward.
I was just excited,
you need me to
man.
find the video for you?
That sucks.
All right, see you guys.
I was just excited.